While millions of people are surrounded by bright lights, laughter, and idle conversation, a love tale that has endured hardships, sacrifices, and silent sorrow is on the air with us every day. One of the most adored couples on TV, Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos, had a shocking and unvarnished encounter that made Kelly cry in front of everyone. Today, we examine what went on behind the scenes at Live with Kelly and Mark. On set, Kelly and Mark can be seen grinning as the music intensifies and there is a pause. Artists for voiceover, but what actually happened behind the scenes? And what transpired behind the scenes to cause Kelly to cry about Mark's personal suffering on national television? Please be patient. This is not a story about the death of a celebrity. It explores themes of tenacity, marriage, and a love that endures even the most trying circumstances. For decades, Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos have been beloved by Americans. From their time as an on-screen romance on All My Children that developed into actual love to their lovely family life with 3 kids, they have always appeared unbreakable. They both chuckle together. They have no trouble conversing on stage. Because they throw red carpet events and walk the streets of New York City hand in hand, many people view them as the pinnacle of relationship goals. But this is where the plot begins to shift. The reason was that imperfections began to show through that perfect facade. They were visible to everyone, not just Kelly. That was the entire live audience, in fact. Like all prior live episodes, it started the same. They were applauding. As usual, the vivacious Kelly was present. Mark was seated next to her, smiling as usual. However, it was present and awaiting attention. The seriousness on Mark's face, the fear in his voice, and his seeming attempt to keep the talk light. Instead of ignoring it, Kelly leaned in to assist her husband digest it because she is extremely sensitive to his feelings. She had a question. As soon as she pressed gently, the truth began to come out. Mark Consuelos was unable to handle the demands of live television, which included having to follow in the footsteps of luminaries like Ryan Seacrest and Reggie Fillon. And his statements caused Kelly's poise to collapse. As the audience watched the seemingly perfect couple divulge their darkest secrets, she started crying. As the confident, powerful, and alluring actor from Riverdale, All My Children, and countless more roles, Mark Consuelos has been well known for years. Conversely, live debate television was a very different animal. Unlike acting, there were no retakes, rehearsals, or scripts. Every mistake, every pause, every awkward silence may be seen by millions of people. Additionally, Mark did something that not many well-known individuals were willing to acknowledge. Anxiety took hold of him. He was frightened that he wouldn't measure up and was worried that he might let Kelly, the audience, or himself down. When Kelly heard these words from the man she loved, she was overcome with emotion. She was crying for more than just him. They were dedicated to all partners who have ever seen their loved ones suffer in silence. Kelly sobbed as she delivered the unexpected news. She claimed that Mark had nearly turned down the role completely. When the producers asked him whether he would like to co-host the live show, his first response was to say no. He was terrified of being compared to Kelly, not because he didn't like her or want to play with her on stage. He knew that Ryan and a host of other luminaries would be evaluating him, and he wasn't sure he could live up to their standards. Kelly said that she needed to convince him. He said, "If anyone is meant to sit in that chair beside me, it's you." As she watched him struggle, she eventually gave in. He died from the crushing weight of pride, love, and the painful realization of how much his mission had cost him, not from disappointment. At that point, the live audience was not only watching TV. They were witnessing a customary union. The fans responded with overwhelming compassion. Social media was awash with expressions of support. Words like, "We love you, Mark," are frequently used. "You are enough." "Thank you for sharing the reality behind the smiles, Kelly." For a generation that often hides its struggles behind meticulously manicured photos and perfect shots, Kelly and Mark's weaknesses were a revelation. The audience was reminded that even the most successful careers and the strongest marriages have hidden challenges. Sadly, the story doesn't end on a depressing note because what happened next turned their grief into strength. In the weeks that followed, Mark and Kelly weren't shy about discussing what had transpired. They achieved it by leaning into it. Kelly talked openly about the pressures of working alongside her husband, Kelly Ripa, who is known for being calm and vivacious, started crying when discussing her husband Mark Consuelo's recent difficulties on Live with Kelly and Mark. It was an intense and unfiltered moment. The often animated co-host grew visibly upset when she revealed her partner's ongoing difficulties, and the audience fell into stunned quiet. For many years, Kelly and Mark have been a movie couple who epitomizes success and love both on and off screen. Their relationship on Live has always been one of joy, laughter, and lighthearted banter, so this vulnerable moment is all the more noteworthy. Despite not being well known for their difficulties, Kelly and Mark have triumphed over them. Kelly's voice faltered as she explained how she sensed her husband's hardships. She whispered, wiping away a tear, "It's hard. Unnoticed events take place behind closed doors. Only the portions of our lives that are open to the public, the joyous occasions, the smiles, and the laughter are seen by others. The challenges of public life and the ways that celebrity may mask the universality of human emotions like pain, sorrow, and sadness were starkly brought home by this tragedy." Recently, a lot of people have been discussing Mark's personal issues. Kelly's breakdown offered us a unique glimpse into their shared experience, even though he has never been one to discuss his personal life. Mark, a well-known television personality, has found it challenging to talk about his struggles in public. Kelly's depressing remarks reflected the weight of her hidden troubles, whether they had to do with mental health, personal bereavement, or something else entirely. With a trembling voice, Kelly continued, "I've seen him go through something so challenging. As his partner, it's the most challenging thing you'll ever encounter. It is equivalent to being powerless as a loved one battles an unwinnable battle. My heart is broken." Kelly seemed to be finding it almost intolerable to watch her husband struggle with these issues. Her candor at that moment revealed the depth of their relationship and the variety of emotions they have in common. Since their 1996 wedding, the couple has continuously demonstrated their love and support for one another. However, this poignant scenario showed that no couple, no matter how strong, is impervious to its share of difficulties. Viewers have been mesmerized by their affectionate moments and mutual admiration on Live. With the support of her spouse and their family, Kelly was finally able to rely on their love, which had only gotten stronger over the years. The situation was made more poignant by the tremendous outpouring of support from fans and other celebrities. Social media was immediately flooded with positive comments for Kelly and Mark. "Wishing you both the best," remarked one fan. "I'm also available to assist you. Many of us greatly appreciate your candor," someone else wrote. "We're all rooting for you." It was a powerful reminder of the value of being forthright and honest with people, as well as the connection that can be made by doing so. For Kelly, a strong and inspirational person, letting herself cry on TV was a reminder that it's okay to feel bad occasionally. In a world where everyone is expected to put up a brave front, her raw moment served as a reminder that it's acceptable to be depressed even when the cameras are running. She felt closer to her loyal following, who had followed her growth as an artist over the years, at that same moment. As I observed Kelly's emotional collapse, I was reminded that even the strongest people have their own issues. Everyone can suffer from heartbreak, regardless of their level of fame or wealth. And during difficult times, we are reminded of the value of relying on loved ones, the strength of vulnerability, and the strength of compassion. In the end, it was clear that Kelly and Mark's love had deepened over this trying time. It was a moving reminder that love, in all its forms, is our greatest strength as the audience dried their own eyes.